What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Underdog Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Nolan Ski, alongside Antonio Fiore, Salestrina. Gentlemen, how the heck are we?
Welcome back.
Brought to you by
Brought to you by Baja Blast. What if we were actually
Elite.
sponsored by Mountain Dew?
Elite, right there.
Elite. It's an elite flavor. How you
That's
guys
tier.
been?
Pretty good.
So we have quite a bit to get to today.
Not really, dude. I found out that my team's best pitcher is getting Tommy John, so
Yeah.
not that great. That just like kind of hit me
sucks.
that we didn't really talk about that yet. You're like, how are we? Sounds like good, and I'm like, oh wait, actually things fucking suck.
So, at what percentage do you think that this affects their season?
I don't. I mean,
Sal just
obviously,
says yes.
obviously they're gonna still be like the division favorite, but I don't see that. I don't know. I'd be surprised if they were leading the division halfway through the year right now, barring any moves made. They're probably still a lot of teams make the playoffs now. I'm not that worried about them not making the playoffs, but this is an ouch, dude. This is a big fucking deal. And now you got Clark Schmidt, who's probably gonna miss time. He's hurt. We know about Heel being hurt. This rotation went from being like one of the deepest and most reliable in the league to fucking thin as shit right now.
Yeah, they were talking like 6
and that was their strength.
Yeah, they were talking the depth, and maybe Stroman doesn't even have to pitch, or Stroman's in the bullpen. Now Stroman's like a 3 for you guys. Like
he was the 6 before, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, people are really high on Will Warren. We'll see.
We'll see.
Hopefully there's a gem there, but like what are you just gonna run into like another great rookie starting pitcher? Like
It's not easy to.
We're not the Rays, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things that it's gonna be tough this year for you guys, and I can't believe it already started because it feels
it's gonna be a grind, dude.
Well, for you guys, it normally starts later in the year. It's like halfway through the year where this nonsense starts, but like apparently we're getting it out of the way in April this year or in March.
It's gonna be a grind, dude. There's some good young players in spring training though that like I hope they don't. I don't really want to trade. Like George Lombard is literally like, dude, I saw this guy take some swings, crush some home runs, and I'm like, dude, they literally just took like a piece of Aaron Judge's DNA and they've been growing this guy in a lab for the last like 3 years or something. Because this dude looks just like him, swings just like him, stands just like him. Like he's killing the ball. He's 19. He's not going to see the majors this year, but he might fairly quickly.
Something in the pipeline, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to trade Spencer Jones either. I'd like to see him up possibly this year.
I mean, so what's your gauge in the season? Is this like a gap? Is this a bridge year now, or is this you're still fully?
I mean, there's still some pretty big names in this team, so I mean, see where you're at when you get to the middle of the season, and if the trade market's there and the opportunities are there, then take them and contend.
I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. Your lineup's not good.
It's not. It doesn't look great right now. It's pretty top heavy. I don't know. It looks deep and then it doesn't at the same time. Depending on how you look at it.
We're really batting like Bellinger and Goldschmidt like 4 and 5 in 2025. Like that's what we're doing, or like 3 and 4. Like that's a little yucky.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really love Wells leading off either. I'd rather see Chisholm there.
I don't have a preference either way.
I think I'd rather see, but Chisholm is nice in the middle of the order too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's
Bellinger probably has a pretty good year. And we just see how just depending on how these guys do, it's either a really long lineup or it's a really short lineup.
Well, it's like a lot of people are very high on Bellinger this year, but like Bellinger could just Bellinger.
I mean, I'm not very high. Like I'm not expecting him to be an MVP candidate.
I don't see anyone saying that he's not going to have like a good season though. I said everyone thinks he's going to have like a good season. Like he could just suck. He could be bad.
I mean, he could. I don't know. I don't necessarily see that. Even if he has a bad year, I mean, I obviously can't stand this, but there's no way he doesn't hit 30 home runs this year if he's healthy all year.
Ooh, I would take the under on that. I'll take the under on 30.
Under on 30. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
You think for sure 30?
Yeah, I mean, Wrigley's not a good park for that, man.
I mean,
And
yeah.
I'm not like counting on him to be this big power guy. Like I just want him to be a productive hitter
No,
because
I hear you.
I've seen
Short
him.
porch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's been a 300 hitter either 2 or 3 times, and if not 3 times, then he's bat in the 280s and 290s before as well, and he's also bat 200 in a year before.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just feel like he can give you whatever season. Like
Right.
there's no floor under how bad of a season or how good of a season he should have.
Mm-hmm.
He should be an MVP. He genuinely should be an MVP, or he should be one of the worst hitters in your lineup. Like that's the range of outcomes for him this year.
We'll see.
So, and
Yeah,
then
I mean, he's not really where I worry.
Goldschmidt's 100 years old.
They both have hit well in spring training though, in like the early innings, which is really the only time in a spring training game where you could somewhat simulate an actual game.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, we've seen guys do great in spring training and then suck in the regular season. But that's normally guys that are just like hitting home runs every fucking game. Like they're getting hits. They look like they're seeing the ball well.
I'm just a little concerned about Goldschmidt because when you go that far down the previous season, it's hard to rebound. Like, granted, you can really only go better than the season before, but the season he had last season was like he was an auto.
Oh yeah, I mean,
every time he came up, it was free money for the other team.
Easily the worst season of his career. His second half of the year, he looked a lot better. Like, so you just gotta hope he can find. I don't expect him to be the MVP he was 2 years ago, but if he's half that, that's better than he was last year.
Well,
and if
play some solid defense and be somewhat of a presence in the lineup. But that's all you're really asking.
Yeah, give me 25 home runs, give me 75 RBIs, and just hit above 260.
True or false? He would have ran the ball to first base in the World Series.
I don't know.
Damn.
Maybe. I mean, Anthony Rizzo's a historically very good first baseman. So
did he sign? I know it doesn't matter. Did he sign with anyone or no?
No, him and Alex Verdugo have been banished apparently.
Banished?
Yeah, no one wants them, dude. Alex Verdugo, I got a notification today, said he has received 0 offers from MLB teams this offseason.
He's asked, but that's kind of shocking.
It's yeah. Like, you're telling me the A's or someone like don't see an opportunity there?
Like the Mariners love signing players like that and then being like, okay, or even like Tampa Bay, like I could see like any team.
I mean, dude, the guy had 1 year where he was awful. He was a 280 hitter 2 years ago. Like, I don't see why. Yeah, the Mariners. That's honestly like a perfect like example. Why wouldn't they take a chance at that? Because they didn't sign shit this offseason.
He has such a reputation of being an a-hole though. Like people like they just don't want to touch him. Apparently, I mean, for him,
dude. But the 2 months that he started with last year when he was really good.
Oh my God,
you guys loved him.
Yeah,
everybody loved him.
You're like, oh, why would the Red Sox trade us this guy? This is crazy.
Awesome. Yeah.
We're all just like, wait a couple months.
Dude, after that game at Fenway.
Oh yeah, and then
he sucked.
That was the high point of the season for him, and everything was straight downhill after that. Like
that might have been the high point of the season in general.
He was talking like he was gonna retire a Red Sox when he was with the Red Sox.
Because he was the best player ever, dude.
He was like right at the beginning.
Because he looked like a Red Sox. That's why.
He did look like a Red Sox.
That's a Red Sox player.
Like that cocky, like Boston attitude too.
No, the beard. Antonio hates the beard, and that's just what it was. Was like the.
Oh, he looked like a little kid on the Yankees. I loved it.
So we'll see. I mean, I would say I'm taking the Red Sox to win the division at this point. I would almost say
that's a good bet.
I would say Red Sox, Orioles, Yankees, and maybe Yankees make the wild card. Maybe they don't. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
I think they're
not a bad evaluation.
They're probably the second or third wild card team just because of how bad the AL is. But I think they're the third best team in the East.
Yeah, I think it puts them right around with Baltimore because Baltimore's pitching's kind of ass.
Did you see Crochet yesterday?
No.
Oh my God, he pitched 4 innings.
He's gonna have a great year.
He had 7 strikeouts in 4 innings and like just mowed people down.
It's crazy.
It was disgusting. He pitches the full season. He might win Cy Young. Like
probably.
He's gonna have 200 strikeouts. He's gonna have more than 200 strikeouts. We'll see. I'm excited.
You should be. If I was a Red Sox fan, I'd be very
This
excited.
is the first time in like 3 seasons I can say I'm excited. Like the last 3 seasons we've gone in and been like, yeah, we're not winning shit. Like it's not this year. Like we'll wait till next year. Now we can finally get in there. Not only do we have the guys we signed, we have people like Devers who are still there. We have people like Connor Wanda that are still there.
Yeah,
Rafael-
last year was such a tease too.
Oh yeah, but
'Cause
then
they did look really good for a while.
we got Mayer and Campbell and what's his face, Roman Anthony sitting in the pipeline. It's like, all right, anyone goes down or we got any, not the best. Bring them right up and let's go. A little youth injection halfway through the year.
I think they want to have Campbell on the team at some point this year.
I would love that, and that requires more shifting of the infield, which I don't love, but I guess having a lot of good players, is not a bad problem. So
Youth injection is the best phrase.
Youth injection, yeah, that's a Diddy phrase right there. That was kind of crazy.
All right.
That's so the title of the podcast is Youth Injection now.
All right, let's move on to NFL free agency.
You mean Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I mean, it's the biggest mystery now. He's not going to tell anybody till like June, I think.
He has CTE. If he goes to the Vikings, he has the most CTE of all time.
Yeah, why do you want to follow Brett Favre's path, dude? What's wrong with you?
It's actually quite weird.
I almost
really
don't think
weird.
he cares anymore. I feel like he might retire low key.
Nah, he's not retired. If he hasn't said I'm retiring at this point, his name's out there and he's signing with the team for
Dude,
sure.
why wouldn't, if the opportunity for the Steelers is there, why wouldn't you go play for the Steelers?
Is it not just him?
I agree.
Is it not just him though to just want all of this attention for like 3 months just to be like, yeah, I'm retiring?
I guess so, dude.
He would do that, but like
he loves it, dude. He loves.
I just don't think he's doing
it.
that here because like he wants to like not go out like he did last season. Like, how are you gonna go out like that? You need at least one more season of like higher level play and maybe the playoffs. Not going out like that is going out like that.
Where does he go realistically to like even have a chance? Is it Minnesota?
Minnesota's really good, or Pittsburgh. Those would be the only 2 places I'd send him. You go to the Giants, you're basically just saying, I want money for another season, and I don't care about anything else.
I don't understand why you would choose Aaron Rodgers over Russell Wilson in that scenario.
I think Aaron Rodgers had a better season than Russell Wilson did.
I don't know.
He 100% did. Aaron Rodgers actually had like not bad numbers at all last year.
No,
he didn't throw for 4,000, but he threw for 28 touchdowns.
I know what you're thinking, and I know what's in your head. He played better than the actual numbers were. Russell Wilson at the end of the season was a stick. He couldn't move. He couldn't throw over his line.
So is Aaron Rodgers.
It's 2 old sticks. Take your pick which old stick you
I
like.
want Russell Wilson.
That's fair. I mean, realistically, it's not like it's that much of a difference. Maybe it's slightly better, but like you're really not moving the needle that much.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't know. I mean, I don't know why you would throw Cap away just for 1 year with a guy that's like already. I think in his mind he's already retired. I really do. I think he's been retired since he got hurt on the Jets. I think he retired in his head.
I don't think he's calling it quits. I think he's got 1 more year left in hopes that he can leech onto a good team like Minnesota where you can just throw Justin Jefferson every play, and that's it.
I think that might be his only solution.
It's a good one. Hey,
yeah.
Hey, I'm not playing that well. Let me team up with the best receiver in the league. Like, okay, my number should look decent next year.
Yeah, because there's not many places right now where he could really go and have a shot. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like Minnesota would be the only place.
I like I said, I think Pittsburgh too. But if you prefer Russell, then
I think if they were to decide, I think if he were to go to Pittsburgh, I think that he would have a chance.
Now, really,
I don't think the Steelers want to bring back Russell though.
Yeah, I don't think they're in love with that idea either.
I think their fans would also burn down Heinz Field if they did that.
So maybe not dumb, but like, do you think the Browns have any reason to go get him? Like maybe like try to go like a little youth movement, but like also have Rodgers as the quarterback type of like.
I guess
it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to reach out and ask.
You're bridging it for one. You're just bridging it for 1 year. Like obviously you're done with Watson at this point. You don't really have a good alternative. Like Kenny Pickett's not going to be your starter. If you draft
Kenny Pickett is the future.
Yo,
Stop.
The Steelers brought back Mason Rudolph, bro.
Do they do that every year? I feel like they do that every year. I feel like I've heard that 3 times.
The prodigal son is back.
I think it's
so
funny,
bad.
too.
He's actually so bad. You want to know how bad Will Levis is, though? When he came in, it made Will Levis look bad. Like, Mason Rudolph would actually look better than Will Levis. That's how bad Will Levis is. Like,
I think it was funny too that Garrett was like, I want to go to a winning thing, and then they were just like, how about we just give you a ton of money? And he was like, fine, I'll stay on your dog shit team. Like,
No,
Myles
true.
Garrett, the whole time he was like, I want to go to a place where I can win. I want to go to a place where I can win. The money doesn't
they're saying to
matter.
him in the interview, they're like, this looks a lot like you were just trying to get a bigger contract. Like, what do you have to say to the fans that said that? And he's like, I'm just here to play.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, we'll dangle $40 million a year in front of you and see what happens. And he was like, okay, fine.
He's worth every penny.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. They're just not going to win.
Yeah, it just sucks
No,
that he's
but-
got to play there.
Genuinely, like, that dude is unguardable. Like, you put him on any team
Yeah.
and he's taking a double team every possession.
Bro,
Like,
the Giants should have traded their pick for him. The
that
Giants should have traded their pick and next year's pick for him.
that's not a bad idea.
And then
actually.
signed Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm surprised that teams didn't really go harder. I mean, I guess I don't know, but I feel
He's
like
the best player I've ever seen, bro.
somebody could have matched that number, I feel like.
Surprised Kurt didn't leave. I know this is a little off topic, but I'm surprised Kurt stayed and wanted to back up.
Cousins?
Yeah.
He might realize that he's kind of at the end, and he's like,
Oh, he's horrible.
he knows he's not going to be a starter anywhere.
He looked really bad towards the end when he got benched, but like the first 4 or 5 games, I don't think he looked bad by any
I think
means.
he would be okay on Cleveland.
Do you know who should have tried to get Kirk Cousins?
Who?
The
Vikings.
Giants. Yeah.
Yeah, you bring him back.
Reunited.
No,
in
honestly, the Browns
feels
system.
so
I could
good.
totally see Kirk Cousins playing for the
Okay,
Browns.
so let's
Well,
get down to brass tacks though. Who won free agency and who lost so far?
I don't know. Is it the Bengals?
I
You
would
could
almost
argue.
argue the Bengals lost free agency, bro. You're really gonna pay both those wide receivers what, $65 million a year?
I think Jamar Chase deserved it. I don't know if T. Higgins deserved it.
I mean, they both kind of deserved it, but now what does your team building look like, bro? What is
Horrible.
the plan to fill this out from here?
Their
Is
team's so bad.
Every game they're going to play their whole career is going to be 37-34. Like, that's just how it has to be. They have to play backyard football every week. That's their game
I think
plan.
they need to hang on to Trey Hendrickson with every fiber of their being, and I think that they did a good job to do that. But I don't know if he's the only thing really keeping that defense together.
They need Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Oh my god.
He says that for every team.
On the defense. No, I don't know. Who won free agency? Sal, tell me.
I'm thinking Denver, but I'm trying to see who they got because I know they signed a lot of good defensive players.
Oh, wow.
Hold on.
They're going
And
to
now-
be so good next year.
And now they're back to like that Denver Bronco defense.
Okay, yeah, Denver signed
I love it.
Greenlaw. They signed Greenlaw, Hufanga.
Yup.
Yeah, those are two very good signings. They
Trent
retained
Sherfield?
DJ Jones.
Evan Ingram, like they had like a nice little. I thought they had a nice little couple signings. Hufanga and Greenlaw to that defense though, I really liked.
Yeah, they're gonna get. They just got more like, I don't know, stingy to play.
Win probably is like a strong, like, I don't know if they won the offseason, but I think they had a really good offseason.
Are they winning that division next year?
Yes. No, the Chargers are.
That would be so lame, bro.
It's so fun to say the Patriots won free agency, but they still have so much cap room to spend. And like, did they get any needle movers? I guess maybe Carlton Davis is a needle mover or Milton Williams is a needle mover.
I think
Spillane
in
theory
terms
should
of
be.
in terms of filling gaps that they needed, I think that they filled every single gap except wide receiver.
Which has been a thorn in the Patriots side for 15 years, like other than Edelman or like Randy or
I think Carlton Davis, Milton Williams, Harold Landry, Spillane, I think all of them fill really good gaps that you have. And then if they get Abdul Carter in the draft, their defense, I think, moves into easily top 5, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with that.
They're going to be a problem to play against if they can just get some sort of piece on offense. Like, I don't know. I don't think Matt Collins is the answer, but I think, like,
Yeah.
I didn't really like that, but
Who'd Cooper Cup sign with?
Seattle.
Which I think is kind of gross. But
Do you like the Sam Darnold Cooper Cup pairing now? Because like that's kind
I don't hate it.
Wait,
What?
Sam? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sam's on the Seahawks.
I think Seattle has the steal of the QB position for sure. I mean, I know they paid him $100 million, but
they're winning that division.
I think that they just got a huge upgrade in terms of age and like skill. I think Sam Darnold is probably a little bit better than Geno Smith and a lot younger.
Oh yeah.
So
I think they're
like,
hoping to run into their like
Oh no, the Rams are
quarterback
winning
they can
that
settle
division,
down
bro.
with.
The
Yeah, I
Rams,
know. I was joking
yeah.
around.
But I do think Seattle did really good. I think losing Metcalf kind of sucks because he was kind of your big target, like number 1 target. But I mean,
Metcalf.
Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua is something special. Like that's crazy.
yeah, and
Them
I
on the
think
same team.
the Rams flipped Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams. I mean, I think that's a win for sure.
At this stage,
not bad
that's
at
a
all.
win. Yeah, that's definitely a win.
Come on, who else? Who lost? The
I
Cowboys.
would say the Eagles lost a lot of key guys.
The Eagles lost like their entire defense.
They lost Mekhi Becton. They lost Milton Williams. They lost Kenneth Gainwell. They lost
Josh Sweat, I believe.
Josh Sweat. There are a couple more that I'm not thinking of, but yeah, they
the dude that the Patriots signed.
Milton Williams. I said, huh?
William. Oh, you did, okay.
But no, I mean, hey, you win a Super Bowl, it's hard to pay everybody, but at the same time, they gave up a lot of good players. So I would say,
Do you still think that they have what it takes to go back?
Yeah, they had a lot of depth.
Oh yeah. Especially with the way the NFC is, they 100% could.
I think they got a lot more fragile though.
Yeah, they definitely got. Your room for error, I feel like, is so big with that offensive line, though. It's
I was gonna say their offense is still gonna be so good.
Oh,
you're gonna run Barkley 20 times a game, and you're gonna score 24 to 27 points a game. So it's like if your defense should not be one of the worst in the league, you're fine.
I was gonna say with Barkley and that offensive line, like you only really have to start airing the ball out when you need to, and they can do that whenever they need to. So
yeah.
I mean, I think the Cowboys probably lost.
They lose every year, though. They never do anything.
I mean, fucking.
Yeah, they're sorry, honestly.
Javonte Williams was like your best signing.
Yeah, think about that. Javonte Williams in the big 2025 is your best signing.
They've at this point, like they've kind of become a joke.
They are.
Oh,
yeah,
as long as Mike McCarthy's still there, bro. Like
no, he's gone. He's gone.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, they're still a fucking joke.
They're still a joke. They might be more of a joke.
Who's their coach now?
Brian Schottenheimer.
Yeah, there was like the assistant, right? Or
yeah.
It was like the assistant to the assistant. They're like, hey, fourth guy in line. Yeah,
I could not believe that. As soon as I saw that, I was like, they're not going to be good for another 25 years.
They deserve it.
As long as Jerry Jones is there calling the shots, they're going to be bad.
Jerry sucks, man.
It's just bad move after bad move.
Are they a
after
last
bad
place
move.
team next year?
Yeah. They might be vying. Yeah, they might be vying for like number 1 overall pick.
They could be a 4-win team, bro.
Everything went downhill when they signed Dak Prescott.
It's very true.
I think the only thing keeping them from being like the worst team in the league is having CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
And he kind of sucks now too.
Well, when you get double and triple teamed and have nobody else
terrible.
to throw to.
He's
no,
so
I'm
bad.
saying in the
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like,
they're so one-dimensional now.
Name another good offensive player the Dallas Cowboys have other than CeeDee Lamb.
Andy Dalton. I don't know who's their backup QB.
I don't know. They got rid of Cooper Rush.
Bro, who is their running back? Zeke or Dowdle? Like what? And you don't sign a running back?
I mean, they got rid of Dowdle and Zeke.
Yeah,
I think.
Dowdle's gone. I forgot
I
where
think
Dowdle
Javante
went.
Williams is their
So
only running
Javante
back.
Williams is your starting running back, and your starting receivers
Oh
are
my
CeeDee Lamb
God.
and
Didn't Dowdle go to? He went somewhere.
I'm not up on the Rico Dowdle latest.
The
Trade.
Carolina Panthers. Carolina
Carolina.
Panthers. Yeah.
Because they got rid of Miles, so that makes sense.
And
Wow,
the
how
Panthers
good is
also
Rico
got
gonna be
Andy
next year
Dalton.
now?
I like the Panthers. I'm back on the Panthers wave. Maybe I never left, but I'm back.
You never left.
Oh, you never left.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
never left.
I might be starting to
Come
swim
around?
swim on that wave though.
Okay, all right.
Because now, like,
we take all
the
visitors.
shit I talk. Sometimes there's quarterbacks, dude. They come out of college and I talk so much shit about them, and they suck, and I still talk shit about them. Then I see them start to play good, and I'm like, you kind of
Yeah.
winning me over. I like.
He looked really good at the end of the year last year.
Yeah, dude, it was fun when he was playing good. I don't
know. Sometimes there's those in the NFL season that'll happen, and then they just go back and they're terrible. Like, so that's definitely the case too. But I actually do think he's like progressing. And
well, he won. He pretty much won himself like another year of a shot in the league.
Yeah. He's
like,
a quarterback this year. I like their coach too. I don't think their coach is too bad, Canales. I think he's decent. So
I think
bro, Matt Rule was a fucking quack.
So bad.
I think.
Like, can you believe Adam Gase really managed an NFL team? Like, how do you let that happen? Like, who let that happen?
He went to the playoffs with the Dolphins. That's crazy.
I mean,
yeah, that is crazy.
It's
actually,
the same people that are letting what's his name coach the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
I think
him on the Adam Gase with the Jets was
a team
else.
that I think like quietly sort of did a really good job so far in free agency is the Bears.
But Ben Johnson, who'd they even sign? I don't remember them.
They signed Joe Tooney.
Ooh.
They signed Olamide Zaccheaus. They signed Grady Jarrett. I think that they got what's the dude? His last name is so long. Hold on, let me look at. Adeyingbo, the edge rusher.
Dude that signed with the Bears with a really last name. That was a Google search.
Yeah, I think the Bears did a decent job. I think they're going to be pretty good.
They're another one of those interesting teams where see how Caleb progresses, and if you get the pieces around them to step up a little bit, maybe they'd add something there. Maybe they're not a division winner, but maybe they're a playoff team next year.
I think this year is going to be very telling for Caleb Williams.
Oh my God, dude.
Someone just hit a home run, bro.
No. I'm watching SNY right now, and the headline on Evan and Tiki says, blah, blah, Aaron Rodgers reportedly wants to play with the Vikings. And then under that says Giants have met with QBs Russell Wilson, not surprised, and Joe Flacco.
Dude, if Joe Flacco is the starter for the Giants next year, just you don't even have to watch a Giants game.
There's no way
they're getting Arch Manning if we start Joe Flacco next year.
Honestly, do it. Just be as terrible as possible if he's coming out.
The fact that I could be well past 25 the next time this team is good is really troubling.
Try well past 30, my guy.
I mean,
I just don't want to go that far, Nolan. I know it's possible, but like,
you guys are the worst team in the NFL.
I mean, if we get Russell Wilson, I think we can manage better than the Cowboys.
It's between you two.
Yeah.
Wow, same division too. Holy shit!
Saints, I guess Saints would be the only other one that I would say.
The Saints are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Saints are gonna get Jackson Dart, and they're gonna be amazing.
Those teams also don't have Malik Neighbors, so Giants probably win at least 4 games because of that guy. If they get Aaron Rodgers,
really help if you can't
they win
throw the ball
7.
to him because you're getting sacked every play.
I mean,
that's gotta be so frustrating for your neighbors. Like,
how did he get 1,000 yards this past year, and how did he get all those catches?
I don't know. I don't
know either.
I really don't know.
It doesn't matter. Apparently,
I could not imagine.
It's gonna matter this year. Now that everyone knows who Malik Neighbors is.
They should have been covering him this year. I don't know why they wouldn't have been.
Because it was the Giants, and they were already up 40-15. You don't have to cover anybody if you're up 40. Should we get to it, gentlemen?
Let's fill this bracket out.
Let's fill this
we're
fucking
doing a
bracket
combo.
out.
Yeah, we're doing a bracket.
Dude, Houston's corner of the bracket is horrible. Because I hate them and I want to pick them to go out early so bad. But then I look at the other teams on that side of the bracket and I'm like, fucking you, dude.
So I
hate it. Pisses me off so much that the play-ins aren't done yet because like these 11 seeds, I need to know who the fuck they are.
I think it's dumb that they do plans for like 11
Because
seeds.
I want to pick them either way. It doesn't matter who's gonna win those games.
I think the only one that really matters though is the Texas and Xavier plan.
I mean, I like Texas.
I like Texas too.
And if
I mean,
UNC
I guess if
gets
UNC,
in, like,
yeah, I guess if UNC wins, then you'd probably want to pick them too. Because
Did San Diego State not go to the Final Four last year?
I was gonna say San Diego State is not a program to take lightly either.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to take.
They're one of my only West Coast schools that I have respect for.
We'll start with Antonio since he already went. Give me 3 teams that you absolutely love and 3 teams that you don't have faith in or hate. That way we can gauge everyone's favorites and non-favorites, and then we can, know where we're at when we start doing this bracket, so we can agree.
One of them is St. John's. St. John's looks fucking great,
Okay.
and honestly, I think they probably make the Final Four.
Okay.
I also like Florida looks really good going into the tournament.
Okay.
And it's tough to say because they're also on the same side as St. John's. But I really like both those teams. And then Auburn. I like Auburn. I was always going to say Auburn. And would you ask me who I hate?
3 teams that you either don't have faith in that everyone likes or that you hate.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I need to look at. Oh, I don't think I can look at my bracket. I'm not signed in. Oh, also, I kind of like Wisconsin too.
That's such a U team.
Oh yeah, dude.
That and Auburn, but Auburn's actually.
Oh,
good this
dude,
year,
I
so it
hate
doesn't matter.
Tennessee. I have no faith in Tennessee every
Good
year.
man. I was saying that
Like,
too.
Too many times I've been on the wrong side of that.
The West is like the best region I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like Memphis is tough, dude, but I think didn't Colorado State upset somebody recently?
Yeah,
Oh.
Colorado State is sneaky good, yeah.
Yeah.
They're a good 12 seed.
I don't trust Michigan State either. I need a third team that I hate. I mean, Gonzaga, just because fuck Gonzaga.
All right, Sal, you go ahead.
I really like UCLA as a sleeper.
Okay.
Mick Cronin's a winning coach, and they draw Tennessee in the second round if they win their first game. So I think minimum.
Oh wow.
Minimum Sweet 16. I wouldn't be surprised with an Elite 8, maybe even a Final Four from UCLA.
They do have a favorable end of the bracket.
Yeah. I'm a Wisconsin guy this year. I'm normally not a Wisconsin guy, but I've bought into this Wisconsin team. Tanji and all the guys that they have, I saw them play a couple games in the Big Ten tournament, a couple games during the regular season. I think they're going to be a very tough out for whoever they play. So
I do like Michigan too on that topic.
Yeah. So that game's weird because everybody loves the UC San Diego as the trendy 12 to beat the 5, but I don't know if I can see that, to be honest. But I like Wisconsin. I like UCLA. I don't know. I might sound crazy for this, and it's not even a 1 or a 2. Like I like Maryland. I think Maryland can make a deep run.
Nice.
That's
fun.
At least a couple rounds. I mean, they gotta play Florida, and Florida's just gonna be a buzzsaw for whoever they play. So if Florida beats them, I won't be surprised. But I think
What do you think if UConn ends up playing Florida?
UConn loses
'Cause
by
they
30
yeah.
points. Oh yeah, they
Yeah, I
get.
think that would be a
I mean
really tough
those schools
matchup.
have history.
So I say that because the spread of that game is gonna be like UConn plus 10, and everyone's gonna be like, dude, UConn plus
It's
10 points
true.
in the tournament. That's a bargain. How do you not take that?
It's a
And then
very good
it's
point.
Florida by 22 in the second half, and then you're sitting there like, okay, obviously.
Yeah, I think UConn's poll for this bracket was really unfortunate.
I mean,
Oh,
for where they
100%.
finished, they were going to be an 8 or a 9. It just sucks that they fell in the same group as Florida. Like if
Florida
they were,
and St. John's.
yeah, I mean, if they were honestly, if they were playing Auburn, Houston, or Duke, I would think they have a little bit more of a chance than they do against Florida.
Yeah, I think if they were in Gonzaga's spot and had to play Houston in the second game, I probably would like that a lot more than them playing Florida.
Yeah.
Uh,
Teams I'm out on Kentucky. I'm just out. The coach does nothing for me. I don't like Mark.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna put Kentucky in as one of the teams I hate. I don't trust them at all right now.
And maybe it's one of those reverse, like, oh, now that Calipari's gone, maybe they, it clicks and they do well in the tournament because normally they don't. That wouldn't shock me. I just don't like the coach personally, so I'm not taking them to do anything really. Completely out on. I want to say Arizona because they burn me every year, but like.
You're like, I'm gonna pick
but then I'm like, I'm gonna pick them again. Completely out on. I guess you could say UConn. I don't even know if they beat Oklahoma. Like,
okay.
They're not making it past the second round. Like, if they do anything, they'll win one game. They're not winning more than one game, in my mind.
I just think it's funny that it's such a Sal thing to like say 3 teams that you love and not even list a 1 or a 2 seed.
Yeah.
That's the most Sal thing ever.
Well, it's like, all right, bro, come on. Because you know what I hate? It's like, and let's go to Jay Billis's bracket, and it's like, oh, every 1 and 2 seed in the Elite Eight, and then every
fuck
1
that,
seed in
dude.
the final. It's like, what's the point? What? Just have it auto sim for you with the highest seed going through every time. Like you might as well do that. Like,
yeah, I think
and the bracket never looks like that. Tell me the last time it was like 1 versus 2 in every Elite Eight game. Like that never happens. At least not recently. That never happens.
No,
yeah, it happened
and
a few times.
I don't think that happens this year either.
It happened a few times, like when we were in like when we were in like late high school and college.
Yeah, 2017, something like that.
Like the UNC and Villanova ones, those were chalk brackets, man.
But those were good tournaments.
Those were good
tournaments.
Yeah.
Sometimes the chalk is good.
I think yeah, I think we're gonna get a lot of surprises and upsets this year. I just think like the competition's really good. They're like the 3 team, or like I guess the 4 teams that I could see really, if I sat down and said these teams could win the whole thing, would probably be Auburn, Houston, Florida, and Michigan State. I love Michigan State. I know you said you don't trust them, Antonio. I think they are very good. I think Tom Izzo is obviously a Final Four machine. And I think like this team could be the team that shows up and actually could go to a championship. They had a lot of good wins down the stretch. They had 4 wins against ranked teams in a row, and then beat Michigan twice during that span. I think they can do it. Florida, I think, is just like Florida to me. Sal said you said they're a buzzsaw. Like I think that's like the perfect description of them. Like they're so fast. They're one of the best fast break teams in Division I. They're really good at rebounding. I think like they beat Alabama twice this year. Like they won the SEC. I think that they are really good. Same reason I think like Auburn's very good. Johnny Broome is like really good, I think. Houston I think is the best overall team, and they have the easiest bracket and the easiest route to the Final Four. And they have good defense. I always think like defense is really big in these tournaments. Obviously,
honestly, anything less than Houston getting to the Elite Eight is a disappointment. Just with the
absolutely, yeah. And I know that they've had some disappointing years these past few years. This year, I don't know. This year they're more experienced. They have
I
a better
fucking hated
defense.
them when UConn was in their conference.
Yeah.
I still hate them, but I really hate
They
them.
used to ram them when they played.
Yeah, and I think like the big thing against them is the same argument you could have against Gonzaga all those years that they were number one is like they just don't play anybody.
Yeah.
But I mean this year they did have a really hard schedule, strength of schedule wise, and like I don't know, they have the easiest bracket, so like
Dude, is that the worst side of the bracket in tournament history? Like, what
yeah,
is that side?
Horrible.
that side of the bracket is really bad. So they either play Gonzaga or Georgia second game, then either Clemson, McNeese, Purdue, High Point, and
Like,
then they're in the Elite
ew.
Eight. It's early in the Sweet 16, or yeah,
Clemson,
Elite Eight.
baby.
It's like, and then on the other half, you have teams like Tennessee is I think the weakest number 2. I mean UCLA is really good, but like Illinois is always a tough out, but like whatever. Kentucky's really bad. I don't know. I think any one of those teams can get upset.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're telling me Houston, who's one of the best teams in Division I basketball, has to play them to get to the Final Four, I don't know. They very well could end up playing like Xavier or Utah State to get to the Final Four. Like they have a really easy.
Don't
side
shit
of the
on
bracket.
Utah State, bro.
I'm not. I just said that like they could easily make they
Oh,
could make
they're
the Elite
really
Eight.
good.
They could make the Elite Eight. Who knows?
Are you able to screen share the bracket? Like, can we do that?
I'm not gonna do that because of the way I have OBS set up. It's gonna fuck it all up.
You have
Um,
IBS, dude.
Yes. The two teams that I do not trust that a lot of people might disagree with is I don't know, Duke and Alabama.
I've heard a lot of misgivings on Duke. Like, I feel like people are kind of out on Duke.
Duke
Yeah,
is
I
like
mean-
I don't know. Cooper Flag is he
How,
100%?
bro? Cooper Flag's the best player in the country, and you're gonna be like, yeah, they're not that good though. It's like
No. I'm not saying they're not good. I think that they are one of the best teams, if not the best team.
I just think it's funny because I feel like every year everyone's like most of the time like kind of in on Duke, and then they lose in the Sweet 16, and now everyone's out on Duke basically, and they're gonna go far. Like, it's just one of those things.
I don't know. I just think like they haven't faced a lot of strong competition this year with their division being kind of bad. UNC isn't as good as they used to be. And is Cooper Flag still too young to lead this team to a title? I don't know. Is he 100%? I don't know. That rolled ankle did not look good. I've rolled my ankle like that before. It does not feel good. And now you're going to head into the biggest tournament ever. Is he still too young? I don't know. That's the only thing that keeps me from saying that Duke is for sure going to win the whole thing. And I think Alabama, like, they had some tough losses down the stretch. And I think they
Yeah, I'm
might
kind of out on
rely
Alabama.
they might rely on Sears too much. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but I think like they probably rely on him too much. And if he has one off game, the chances that they get upset, I think, are very high. If he has
Past
one
few
game.
years, I've like been a big on picking Alabama deep since they've gotten real big in this college basketball thing, but not this year. I'm kind of out on them. Normally, I just pick like every SEC team to go really deep, but really the only ones that I really like are Auburn and Florida this year.
Bracket.
Let's
But
get to the
Mississippi State
bracket.
loves being like an 8 seed and winning 2 games.
Baylor's
Actually,
winning one
no.
game.
They
Baylor's
actually love losing in the first round. I'm sorry.
All right, let's start in the East then. So let's start with Duke against either
Dude, come on.
St. Mary's or
Dude,
what's
Yeah,
the other
Duke.
team? St.
Doesn't
Mary's.
matter. Doesn't matter. Dude.
Sal's like, shut the fuck up.
And then Mississippi State and Baylor. Sal's got Baylor.
I got Baylor because the point guard for Baylor is Duke's old point guard from last year, so it has to be Duke versus Baylor.
I pick Mississippi State every year in the first round and they lose, so Baylor.
All righty. And then Oregon Liberty. See, that one's a tough one too. I think Oregon has been good this year, but not great.
How do you take the Liberty?
I was gonna say in this 12-5, I definitely have Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon's a tournament team, dude.
All right.
Yeah, I'm all set on Liberty.
Arizona Akron.
This is a trendy dog. People like these Akron zips for some reason.
Fuck Akron, dude.
I'm taking Arizona, but people like
I'm
Akron.
taking Arizona too.
All right, BYU VCU.
Oh, I'm taking
You're
VCU,
Yeah,
baby.
you're VCU for sure. BYU's been a really good team this year.
They've been a very good 3-point shooting team.
They always are.
I'm gonna vote for BYU, but I wouldn't be mad if we put VCU.
So does it come down to me?
Yeah, you're the
Dude,
tiebreaker.
VCU's an 11 or 12 every year.
Yeah.
It's because they're one of those like middle of the pack teams that just doesn't ever play anybody good, but they're still really good a program, so they're good enough to make the tournament.
Dude, where's West Virginia this year?
Next to Virginia.
I say we
what you
pick.
did there.
I think BYU. I'm gonna pick BYU. I agree with Sal. They've been pretty good this year.
That's okay, yo.
Wisconsin and Montana. I think Wisconsin.
Oh yeah.
St. Mary's and Vanderbilt.
Oh, Vanderbilt, 100%. St. Mary's is horrible.
I don't like St. Mary's either. They play in that dog shit conference with Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Like they're just,
dude.
yeah.
I saw someone post a picture of that game though, and they're like thoughts on this game, and everyone in the comments was like Vandy easy, Vandy, and I'm like, fuck, maybe they're not winning.
I feel like in the first round though, when people say shit like that, usually that team wins though.
Maybe.
Like, usually people
Sometimes.
are right in the first round when they're like St. Mary's is trash. St. Mary's is trash.
Yeah, because then you're like, wow, everybody's saying this. I'm actually gonna take the higher seed, and then you do, and you're like, fuck, everybody was right.
Yeah, it sucks actually.
Wow, does Robert Morris beat Alabama? The Robert Morris is almost like
No, man.
I feel like
Negative.
they're like the Loyola Chicago team. Like they just are they're just a tough. I feel like that's gonna be a close game for some reason.
Maybe it is.
But we'll pick Alabama. So how do you guys want to do this? Do you want to go like full?
I think we just go full first round, full second round.
I agree.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, let's move to the Midwest, the worst region ever. Houston, SIU, obviously
Houston.
Gonzaga, Georgia.
Georgia, baby.
Oh.
I might pick Georgia
Come
too.
on, Nolan. Let's go with the Bulldogs.
Okay. All right. Hey, I got no problem.
This one's almost like it doesn't even matter because whoever plays, Houston's gonna beat the fuck out of
Georgia's
them.
played toucher.
It actually feels
kind
of too easy to say Gonzaga, so now I'm like kind of second.
And Georgia, the fact that Georgia was able to get into this bracket playing the teams that they've played.
I agree.
Yeah. I think that they're a tougher out. Clemson and McNeese.
Clemson.
Sal Lakes McNeese.
Aura.
I'm going with McNeese.
Do what you want, Nolan.
I'm going with McNeese.
Yeah, yeah.
Just because his name's the manager's name is Aura. All right, Purdue and High Point. Purdue probably.
High Point.
Another trendy upset. A lot of people like High Point.
I'll take High Point.
I think people just hate Purdue.
I hate Purdue.
Rightfully so. They've earned that. They're not whatever UConn is in the tournament. Purdue's the opposite.
I say we pick Purdue and then we pick McNeese after. We pick McNeese to beat them.
All right, deal. I'm with that.
All right, Illinois and then Xavier, Texas. See, this one sucks because I feel like either Texas or Xavier.
I'm gonna take whoever wins that.
Texas or Xavier. I agree.
But this fucks me up after though because
Kentucky could Xavier beat Kentucky 100%.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I'll take both those teams. So we could see. All right, we'll get there.
Kentucky, obviously.
All right, and then UCLA, Utah. I know Sal likes UCLA. Yeah, I think UCLA has played very good this year.
All right, so that's UCLA.
Haven't caught a ton of their games, but I think I saw one of the games that they played USC, and they looked really good.
Mick Cronin is a very good coach. I think he's a dickhead, but he's a very good coach.
Tennessee,
Wofford.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee, but they're gonna lose in the next round.
Yeah, I say we pick Tennessee, and then we
Come
could pick
on,
we
have
could
a
pick
little
UCLA to
fun.
we
Come
could pick
on.
UCLA to upset them though.
All right, fine.
All right, let's go to the South. Auburn versus whatever 16.
Auburn.
Louisville Creighton. This is an interesting game.
I've gone back and forth. I hate when the first game's an 8-9 because then you have to sit there and be like, damn, I took a 50-50 and I was wrong the first day. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Creighton. Creighton's just a really tough team. I trust them.
Good. A
I
lot
think-
of people are taking Creighton, and I kind of think Louisville's gonna win.
See,
No, the floor is yours.
it's tough because I've watched a lot more Creighton and I know how good they are.
Good point.
I think this team might be too good to be a one and done. I think that they probably beat Louisville and give Auburn a run for their
I was
money.
gonna say they could easily give
Wow.
Auburn a fit.
Yeah, I think so too. They're a tough team to play against with Kalkbrenner and what's
I hate Ashworth. I hate Ashworth.
I hate their team. I hate their team so much. But they are a tough team to play against, and they have a good coach. So I'm gonna go Creighton. All right, Michigan, UC San Diego. A lot of people like UC San Diego in this one.
Michigan, baby.
A lot of people do like UC San Diego. I'm not buying what they're selling. I'm gonna pass on that. I'll take Michigan.
I will
picking
say
up what
though,
they're putting down?
Michigan's one of those teams that I don't have faith in. I think that
I
they
feel
are.
like teams that win their conference tournament don't usually do good in the tournament.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think that they are better than they have been in years past, but I mean, they're going to run into a buzzsaw with whoever they play in the second round or the third round if they even get that far. Let's go Texas A&M Yale. Do we have any faith in the Ivy League?
They won last year. They beat Auburn last year.
Yeah.
Well, that's right.
Texas A&M is pretty good this year though.
I'll not take the upset here. I'll go A&M.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree and go A&M.
All righty. Ole Miss and UNC or SDSU? This one sucks. I feel like UNC could be Ole Miss, but I don't think San Diego State could be Ole Miss.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same exact way.
What's the spread of the UNC San Diego State game?
4.5 for UNC.
Is Ole Miss kind of like the odd man out in this big SEC group?
Yeah,
But
I feel
why?
like they could.
They're just as much of they were in there as anyone else.
Yeah, I just think in terms of like where they are in this bracket, they could be the team that no one talks about that somehow.
I'll take
Makes a
Ole
deep
Miss.
run.
Yeah, I love Eli
Ole
Manning
Miss.
though, so I'll take Ole Miss. But I do like
Sometimes-
UNC if UNC makes it.
Sometimes you got to get a little unconventional, fun out the bracket. You got to be like, hey, I like this color. Like this team's going through.
Yeah, you do have to have a healthy mix of that sometimes.
Yeah, a little feel in there. It can't be all like, oh, well, because they have 40 points per half, they're gonna win this. It's like, fuck that.
Yeah, let's see. I'm looking now. I mean, Ole Miss, they beat Tennessee and they beat Alabama.
They're
that.
no slouch.
A lot of these SEC teams. Do you guys like that there was 14 SEC teams in the bracket?
Not
No,
really, but they were the best conference by far. So it's like, what are you really gonna do? You're gonna leave out good teams because they played in a hard conference.
Yeah, I saw people complaining about that, but I agree with you. They had
Get fucked.
really good teams this year.
They had, dude, the last like 6 years, that conference has been like really growing when it comes to basketball. I think they were always putting out like great teams with Kentucky and like Tennessee, but you never really saw like Florida would come around, like they'd come and go every 5 years or so. Like they'd have a 5 years where they're really fucking good, and then they'd kind of be like a non-factor for a while. But then all of a sudden, Alabama and Auburn just popped out of nowhere and like
Yeah, I
have been
think
dominant
Alabama and
since
Auburn.
like 2018.
Yeah, they quietly built some really good programs, and they're going to be good for a while. All right, Iowa State and Lipscomb.
Lipscomb is 14 seed every year, dude. But yeah, Iowa State.
I think Iowa State is a team that no one's really talking about either.
Yeah, they're good. They're definitely very good. They're also a 3 seed like every single year.
Yeah, somehow. I don't know how. All right, Marquette in New Mexico.
Marquette, but it's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be
on
a
Marquette.
game.
Then Michigan State and Bryant. Michigan State.
I would think Michigan State, but
But
I don't know.
yeah, Michigan State.
They were 2 seed before and lost.
Yeah,
that was the day.
Middle Tennessee.
That was the day of me and Nolan's junior prom.
Wow.
Yeah, was that the like half court shot game?
No,
I'm thinking of something else.
they were up. They were up like good, like 8-10. Like they were like it wasn't like one of those close upsets. Like they were dominating towards the end of the game. I remember we're all sitting there taking pictures and everyone's like, "Yo, Michigan State lost. My bracket's done. Fuck!" Like everyone was so mad.
All right. Over to the West. Florida. I'm gonna pick Florida.
Florida.
UConn and Oklahoma.
UConn's, but this is
UConn.
no rollover game. Don't think that UConn's just gonna go over there and just it's free money.
I will say I agree with you that I don't think they beat Florida, but I think that they win at least one game.
Yeah.
I don't think that they go one and done.
Go out sorry. Yeah.
If they beat Florida, they're going to the Final Four.
100%.
If they somehow beat Florida, they're winning again.
I don't know though. St. John's is like
if they have what it takes.
That's their kryptonite. Yo, imagine Creighton like goes through on that side and they have to play Creighton down
in the Final Four. That'd be insane. I think I will say though I have been very pleasantly surprised with how UConn has been this year. I think like there was a stretch where I thought
I thought they were making the tournament.
Yeah.
And they still somehow clawed it together, and they're fun to watch. They were the last
side of the brackets that got announced, and like before they announced the 8-9, I'm like, if they're not in this 8-9 game, I don't think they're in. Like I was like, I don't worry for a second.
No, my thing was like if they lost more than 11 games, then they weren't making the tournament, and they stayed under 11. So
yeah, I think that one loss to Seton Hall, and then that disastrous Maui trip really hurt them. They probably could have been a 3 or a 4 if they didn't lose those 2 games. Mm-hmm. And then if they took one against St. John's, they probably would have been a 4 seed in my opinion.
The Seton Hall loss was just ridiculously stupid.
After beating Creighton at Creighton, and then the next game you lose to overtime to Seton Hall was just insane.
Yeah.
All right, Memphis, Colorado State.
Colorado State.
I agree. Yeah. I don't really like Memphis.
Fuck the AAC, man.
The AAC?
American Athletic Conference.
Yeah, they suck. Maryland and Grand Canyon.
Maryland.
I don't like Grand Canyon at all.
Yeah.
Missouri Drake.
Drake had a whole bunch of D2 players, and their coach came from a D2 school, and they all came up, and apparently everyone thinks they're like a nice little Cinderella story. This game goes one of 2 ways. Drake wins like at the end, like at the buzzer, or Missouri pumps them by like 45 points. So take your pick.
Mizzou.
I will say Drake has been one of the top teams in Division I in defense this year.
They play the slowest pace in the tournament.
Oh, they probably shoot free throws like
gods. Yeah.
So I don't know. This one's tricky.
I hate picking against teams that I know can slaughter the other team. So I'm taking Missouri here.
Antonio, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm taking Missouri.
All right, we will take Missouri.
Nolan wants to take Drake.
I did. They're always like a tough out in the
Drake.
It's true.
Drake can't be Pusha T. Texas Tech, UMC, Wilmington.
Texas Tech.
Yeah,
Texas Tech is good. Kansas and Arkansas. I might take Arkansas here.
I'm on Arkansas.
Kansas has been trash.
So
Arkansas is always tough in the tournament, dude. Too.
This is one of those where you gotta envision the next round, right? Because it's gonna be St. John's versus one of these teams. Is it St. John's, Arkansas?
Damn, Sal.
Or is it St. John's, Kansas? And it's the most St. John's, Kansas. It just 100% is. Bill Self and Pitino used to coach together at Kansas. So they're gonna show all those pictures. They're gonna say, "Oh, they came up together and blah 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 and this and that." It's Kansas in the next round. 100p, it's Kansas.
You made a compelling case, but when Arkansas wins, I'm gonna shit on you.
Yeah. So wait,
I'm gonna stick with it.
Okay, it's Arkansas then. It's two versus one.
No, we'll take Kansas.
You switched?
Yeah,
okay.
I switched.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm filling out
Alright.
2 brackets, so I'll probably have one where Kansas wins and one where Arkansas wins.
I can just so see St. John's, Kansas. I don't know that I can see St. John's, Arkansas as much.
All right. So second round, let's start back in the East. Duke and Baylor.
Duke.
I agree. Arizona, Oregon. This is a tough one.
This is one where Antonio says Oregon.
I think
This is one where I say
both
Oregon.
of these teams have been good at times and very bad at times. I would have to say Oregon has probably been good more than they've been bad, and the opposite for Arizona.
I just trust them a hell of a lot more in the tournament too.
I like Caleb Love a lot, so my pick's Arizona.
So what was your pick, Antonio? Oregon?
Yeah.
All right, we'll pick Oregon. All right, BYU, Wisconsin. I think I'm going to have to go Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Vanderbilt, Alabama.
Bama and a nail biter.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Auburn and Creighton. This is going to be a good one.
I'm saying Creighton. I know I said that Creighton might not win the first round, but I'm saying Creighton. I don't love this Auburn team. I know they played exceptional this year. I'm saying it in the sense of the tournament.
Listen, the big knock on Auburn right now is that they've lost 3 out of 4 heading into the tournament. And Bruce Pearl was like, "Did you see his post game after the SEC tournament?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, we lost against who was it? Texas Tech, Alabama in a last second buzzer beater, and Florida, whoever the other team they lost to."
Yeah.
I was like, he's kind of right, but like you're about to head into the tournament where you're going to be playing the top teams.
Yeah, and that shit happens all the time in the tournament.
I will say that though, I'm picking Auburn in this game.
I'm gonna stay with Auburn, but this game scares me.
Yeah, I think Johnny Broome is going to have a big game. He's going to have to outplay Kalkbrenner by a good amount, and I think that
Kalkbrenner's just so funny. Kalkbrenner.
Oh my god, he's the
so
ugliest
tough,
white boy I've ever seen.
He's disgusting.
All right, Michigan and Texas A&M, another tough one.
A&M.
I would have to agree. Antonio, do you agree?
You say Michigan and Texas A&M?
Yeah.
Michigan, but obviously, it's gonna be A&M.
All right, Ole Miss, Iowa State, another good matchup.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I like Ole Miss too. I think we're cooking up here. Marquette, Michigan State. I like Michigan State.
Marquette.
I'm on Marquette.
Shaka Smart's a tournament coach, and Nolan's like, "And we're not cooking up anymore."
And we were cooking up. All right.
He's like, and the podcast ends here. See ya.
All right.
You gotta take a couple.
That's where I just picked Michigan State without telling you guys.
You gotta take a couple of those 2-7s or 1-8s though, because that happens every year. In the
I agree. Round. And if you guys don't feel good about Michigan State, that's fine. I don't care. Just know in my own bracket.
You should care.
Just know in my home bracket, Michigan State's going all the way.
Oh yeah, I gotta send you the link for JR's group.
Okay, yeah. All right, Florida, UConn. Do we do it? I think we have to take Florida here.
Florida.
Colorado State, Maryland.
Maryland.
The Terrapins.
They're dancing to the Sweet 16.
Missouri and Texas Tech. I like Texas Tech here.
I'll take Texas Tech.
Yeah, me too.
Kansas and St. John's. So who wins out of this coaching matchup? So
St. John's does.
It's gonna be a good game, but St. John's will pull it out at the end.
I will say I think St. John's has what it takes. The way that they kind of went in and won the Big East the way that they did.
Yeah, they kind of just slapped everyone around a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Houston and Georgia. I'm gonna have to pick Houston here. As much as like people are gonna hate Houston
Georgia,
and not
baby.
pick them.
I'm not taking Georgia, but I want to. Houston.
Come on, Sally Wally.
All right, McNeese.
Yeah, we're going McNeese.
McNeese beats Purdue, baby. Let's go.
Yes.
All right, Xavier, Texas versus Kentucky. I think we also said Xavier, Texas beats Kentucky.
Xavier, Texas.
Yeah.
UCLA, Tennessee.
UCLA.
I'll take UCLA, bro.
So we have a 1 versus 12 and an 11 versus 7 on this side of the bracket, which I love.
That happens. It's not
It
like
does.
Yeah, dude, it
it
always
does.
happens.
No, I love it, dude.
Especially this side of the bracket.
Yeah.
All right. To the Elite Eight we go. Duke versus Oregon. I will say I don't think as much as I said that
Come on,
Duke
Sal.
doesn't have it, I don't think that Oregon's the team to take him out though.
Come on, Sal.
Duke.
I don't
All
think
right.
Oregon's the team to take Duke out.
All right.
All right, you down, man.
All right, Wisconsin and Alabama.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, yeah.
Let's go.
I like it.
I'm with you there.
All right, Houston McNeese.
McNeese.
I'm about to take
Kidding.
Houston.
Houston.
Fuck Houston, McNeese.
But that McNeese team though, they're gonna make shockwaves.
Oh yeah, Sweet 16.
All right, UCLA and Xavier, Texas.
UCLA. I think they march on.
All right.
Wait,
Auburn.
what did you say? UCLA? Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
UCLA
yeah, that's
over
fine.
Xavier or Texas.
How are there 3 teams playing each other?
Yeah, no, it's hard to like. I tried to keep up with the bracket on here, so like I don't know. It's hard to keep the visual.
Yeah. Auburn, Texas A&M.
Auburn.
Yeah.
Texas A&M.
Come on, Sal. I mean, no.
Auburn's going out early, man.
Come on,
Like they're not making a deep run.
Come on, Nolan.
Yeah, I have to pick Auburn here
Touchdown, Auburn!
because I think Texas A&M is one of the teams that they lost to, and I don't think they lose again to Texas A&M.
Fair.
Ole Miss and Marquette. This would be a really good game
Old
if this happens.
Yeah.
Hold this.
Old Miss. Florida, Maryland.
Florida. Good game though. Gonna be a really good game.
And Texas Tech and St. John's.
St. John's.
St. John's.
That'll be a good game too.
Yeah, I'm really excited for March Madness this year, bro.
All right, Elite Eight, right?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, Elite Eight. Duke and Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
dude.
All right.
I've been waiting for that one.
Let's go.
Houston, UCLA.
UCLA.
Oh wow.
Sal loved that too much.
Yeah, I kind of did. I'll go UCLA too. Let's roll.
All right. I just like every time we get to the end, I'm like, did we just
This
make
is
the
so
worst
bad.
bracket ever?
Yeah.
I mean, normally we do.
No, we're gonna break that one of these times. All right. Auburn and Ole Miss.
Oh.
I don't
Auburn,
think we can have a
Auburn,
7 and a
Auburn,
6 in the Final
Auburn.
Four.
Florida.
Right, St. John's, Florida.
Yeah,
Florida.
Florida, but like I have a really hard time saying Florida. I think St. John's really good, but Florida's just like really fucking good.
All right, Wisconsin, UCLA.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin,
Auburn, Florida.
Florida.
Florida,
Who wins?
and
Florida.
Florida's
Florida.
your national champion.
Yeah.
Florida is our national champion. Round of applause.
And then next year, the final is going to be UConn versus Florida.
And then it's gonna be Florida versus Florida, and then UConn versus UConn the 2 years after.
What?
I really
Um,
like this. I think
Could you imagine if it was Florida versus Florida State in the final?
Florida has what it takes. And I think
How do we feel about UCLA? Did we take them too far?
Oh yeah.
I think maybe, but
I might
you're
pick
not
Utah
wrong though.
State in my bracket.
UCLA is always one of those teams that is just has a really good program.
Tournament team. That's like
It's-
Wisconsin.
Yeah. I mean,
They're also a 6-point favorite to Utah State, so that's a good sign at least.
it's
They're
a
old as
weak
fuck, though.
side of the bracket.
Yeah.
I think if any side of the bracket is going to have a 7 seed come out of it, I would have to choose this one.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're too far off there. And if it does come down to it, I think like it would be Houston versus UCLA and Houston wins, and that's where we get it wrong. But I don't think that we're that far off.
I can't sit here and be mad because I know Mick Cronin's a winning coach and I know that team has good players. So it's like if they don't on the second round, whatever. But I feel like it's like a good low seed to take a shot on.
Yeah, and I think Wisconsin coming out over Duke, I think, is good. I think, like I said, Alabama's. I don't really trust Alabama.
Yeah.
I think if they run into a really good defensive team that has the capability to shut down Sears, I think Wisconsin could do it. And then I'm not a big fan of Duke. I'm really not. I think like they're probably the weakest overall 1 seed I've seen going into the tournament. And that's not a knock on Duke at all. It's not that they're bad, but I just think like if any of these 1 seeds is going to get upset, I'm picking Duke first.
Yeah.
And I think Auburn versus Ole Miss and SEC Final Four, or to go to the Final Four would be insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking it over now to see if we really fucked up somewhere, and I really don't think we did.
No, I think that's actually a decent bracket, and it's gonna be funny when UCLA or Wisconsin loses the first game. But
Yeah, no, I can't wait.
So what do we think the tiebreaker is for the final points?
Was
It's
it Florida,
Wisconsin and
Wisconsin?
Florida. It's probably a lower
Total.
scoring game.
Total for that
95.
game's probably 143, 144. Not saying that you gotta take that, but I'd say that's probably what the total is. 145.
I feel like that's probably good. I'll probably pick like 139 or something like that. So like in that ballpark's fine with me. 144, 145, 146, 147, 148.
149, 150, 151, 52.
Nolan 200.
I put 144.
Love it. Done and dusted. Another year of the bracket.
I'm posting it on our Twitter as we
these
speak.
games at work. On
Yeah, oh
Thursday.
yeah, that's free money. for
Wow,
sure.
I'm sitting at my desk, dude, on lunch watching the first game.
It's actually always so crazy because you're like, oh wow, it's 60 degrees and there's March Madness
Yeah.
on. Like, is this the best day ever?
Matt, Nick Allen, Matt, and Mason will be like, "Yo, are we going to the caf for lunch?" And I'll be like, "No, I'm sitting at my desk and watching
Yeah.
March Madness."
It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Well, you want to know what sucks is I have to go to New York City on Thursday.
Boo! No, that's
You're touched.
But I'm hoping I have an early train home, so I'm hoping that I can get back. Like I can get back like at like 5 or 6.
Oh, it's not terrible.
It's not bad at all.
I scheduled a train to head out. I think it's at like 2 or something.
You're rotting Friday on the couch.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing any work on Friday.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, no,
It's
you're
an
not
off-
touching shit.
It's an off Friday for me.
What
Wow.
a lineup that you got with that. Wow, that's crazy. Very, very nice, sir. Maybe we'll go to a couple of pops and go watch a couple games. How's that sound?
Yeah, how warm is that?
I'm down.
Yeah, a little outside action.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be warm tomorrow,
outside.
but I don't know about like next week and stuff.
How about
Yeah, no, next week it's gonna cool down a lot.
maybe a little Bobby V's, possibly?
Yeah, I'm down. I've never
Oh
been
yeah,
there.
dude. I haven't been there in a long time.
You haven't been, Nolan?
No, I always drive by. I know it's right across from the airport.
It's not like the craziest thing you've ever seen, but you go in there and you're like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like you're like, this is a
Chicken wings, sports betting, and giant
it's
screens
like-
with sports on it.
It's like, all right,
like,
what more do I need here?
Yeah, me and
I don't
Sal
need any
took
more than
shits
that.
up there one morning.
Wait, what?
We took
Oh,
shits
yeah,
up there
yeah,
one
we did.
morning.
We went to the
We went to Scooters, bro.
Yeah, well, we went to the horse racing part too, and they have like this whole upstairs that we were walking through. It was kind of crazy. There was like some dude in like a random like remember that room that guy was just in for no reason? I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They have like an upper level. The upper level for the horse racing is kind of cool though. And then like you can see like everyone like on the TVs and stuff down below. So
Oh yeah, dude. You feel like a.
I feel like you're king. You're like, oh,
I know. You're
Look
like
at
the
these
fucking-
peasants.
So I just
You're like
sent
the
you
mob
guys.
boss that runs that place.
I sent you guys the link. I created a league on Twitter for our brackets,
Oh, cool. Nice.
so you guys can put your own in there.
can do this on X.
Yeah, and whoever's listening, join our league. It'll be on our Twitter. And
If you win, you get the next podcast for free.
wow, you get to be a guest on the next podcast.
I would do that.
Podcast for free.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Is that all she wrote?
I have to take a shit.
That's
I'm
all for
starving.
me, gentlemen.
An evening shit.
We'll definitely have one in between now and the end of the tournament, I would think.
Yeah.
Sounds
See,
good to
just
me.
to check in and see how bad our bracket's doing.
We're gonna be like, oh, UCLA lost, and Michigan State's the tournament winner now. Nice, great job.
And I'm gonna be
Oh.
pissed.
All right, Johns. Adios.
See you then.
Yes.